Big Al.
Hello everybody, it's Big Al with some more content for Lord of the Rings Rise to War. As you see, I'm not in my account. I am in Reaper account. One of my friends that I have played with since probably the first or second season we played together. It's been a long time. Well, he has stepped away from the game and I have control of his account for now at least. If he comes back, it's his. So, first off, Reaper, if you're watching this, thank you very much for the honor of running your account. So, we are on day, come on, there we go, day 23 on the mega server. As always, I'm going to go straight to the fellowships because the fellowship's more important than the individual. So, you have Baron Panda in Gondor with their third group Bear. Then there's Erebor that has Lame, Order, and Ormy. Then you have Toby and Step, and there is a small X-Hub fellowship in there as well, in Angmar. Gods, Merc, and Weak inside of Arnor. Lothlorien has a small group Loth. Linden has Iron, which is a little bit bigger fellowship because they have a couple big guys, but it's not a complete fellowship. So, and I'll scroll through and you can see some of the smaller names on here. So, there's that. We'll go to personal affluence. Wow, Raven isn't number one in affluence. The Beast beat him out. And then you have Dumbo, which is Maddox, in third. And I'll scroll through here a little bit. So let you see some of the names. You can see Fellows here in 10th. Xanox is in 12th. Wow. But a lot of this is going to be Gondor and Erebor. There's King Under the Mountain, who's Witch King of Grogmar for this season. Mostly because they have the most land, and you'll be able to see that when we go to the map. So I'm not going to scroll through the whole 100, but now here's where everybody wants to know. Is Merit? Yes, I get it. Raven is out by a mile in first. I don't see anybody catching up to him. I mean, he would probably have to quit for at least half of the remaining season. Maddox, just Dumbo in second. Sorry, don't read Chinese. In third, we got our very own Myth Love as well in fourth. Kitten Caboodle in fifth. Beast, Ricky Spanish, Isaac Liverboo, and Jack Skellington going out the top 10. And Fellow is in 11, trying to creep up there. And I'll scroll through this a little bit. Netherese in 28th. Rivs in 36th. There's Witch King in 40th. And that rounds out your top 50. And as you can see, I am currently in 86th. My goal is top 50 before the end of the server. I have the account to do it. So, we shall see. Okay, so there was leaderboards. Now we got to look at the map. So, as you can see, up here Angmar, and then you have Arnor here, and we're struggling. Lame and Order have kicked our butts for a solid 2 weeks now. Well, maybe a week. Feels like forever, though. We don't give up, though. We push a little bit, they push a little bit farther. We push back a little bit, they push a little bit farther. So it's not like they've run over us, but they are definitely have bigger guys than us and have overpowered us. Not gonna lie. As you can see, Gondor has moved all the way west to fight Arnor, which I don't know, it kind of seems like there's been a personal grudge there. But all the big teams on the servers have history with almost every fellowship in the game, whether it's good or bad. So, as we sit, we have made a border agreement with Erebor around the passes. They are going to pull out. We are going to take Karn Dome, our capital, back. And thoughts of changing scenes, because honestly, there's not much difference that's going to happen. We're pretty much going to be at a stalemate before anything really real happens. They've been pushing, we push back. It's not benefiting either of us. From where I sit, I see Gondor creeping up here, and that makes me think we're going to have to fight Gondor soon, because guess what? We are in these lands. So, it is in our favor to come up with a border agreement with Erebor. Because, honestly, if we have to drop one fight against Gondor, we're going to get wiped off the map. From my understanding, I think Gondor is kind of trying to do the same thing with Arnor. Kind of stop the fighting there and get everything moved into the center. Because, like I said, as it sits, nothing's really going to change. We're going to fight Erebor. Arnor's going to fight Gondor. But we're not going to be able to fight Arnor. We're not going to be able to fight Gondor. And vice versa with Erebor. So, hopefully, within the next few days, something gets worked out where we can move this all to the center. We can just get some big, massive, epic battles for the center. Yes, Gondor and Erebor have the advantages, and we'll see how that plays out. But as of right now, everybody does own a pass to the center, so everyone has access. Depends on farmlands and things like that. We'll see. I'll go over some of the pins really quick. We have Toby on top against Lame and Order, then Step, X-Hub, and Ormy with a 23 million pin. The agreement was made quite a few hours ago, so this number has dropped. Was a little bit higher. We did have a pin over here in this area the last 6 days, but that too has dropped and it fell off because of the agreement. Then down here you have Bear on top with Gods, then Panda, Merc, Beer, and Weak with a 21 million pin over here. Then we have a 2.6 million pin over here and a 6.3 million pin over here. So they're definitely stretched out, fighting in a lot of areas. That was one good thing for us over here. We had pretty much 2 fronts, 2.5 maybe. But we could walk to each one roughly 45 minutes or so. So when we had to shift or whatever needed to be done. I know from this pin down to here is a lot longer because you got to walk around a bunch of rivers and stuff. See, Arnor took this pass recently. You have Erebor took their other pass to the center. And that small ruin team over here, working away, trying to get some lands, trying to get some farm, which we definitely need to do. So, this definitely, a lot of things have been said about the server. There has been some agreements. I think there is too much Diplo inside this game. That's my personal opinion. Is some Diplo needed? Yes, I'll agree with that. But sometimes there's just too much Diplo when it's, okay, we're going to hit you here at this time. I don't really like that part of the game. I want it to be more fluid, more organic. I think Diplo should only be done when it's 100% needed. Like in this instance, we needed for our team, what was best for our team is we needed an agreement with Erebor. Lack of farms, lack of lands, lack of barracks. We've been scraping the bottom. Some of us have been scraping the bottom for a while. So now I'm going to show you what I am using for my A and B team. And I know some people are going to have comments about it. Well, here is my A team, and we're also going to show more in reports. And I know a lot of people are going to say, mountain trolls on Sauron, mountain trolls. I like my great beasts. I am a dolphin at heart. Now I am just in a kraken's body. I love my great beasts, leave them alone. So, typically I would like to run the great beasts on Sauron, Woe's hunters on Saruman, and then T2 Cav archers on Gandalf the White and Bjorn. Well, we only have access to Woes through our employment hall, so it's hard to keep them in stock. So I'm building up a supply right now. Here is my gear. As you can see, I am running a full agility set on Sauron. Again, is mostly the way that I received the account. Gandalf the White and Saruman, I did switch out their daggers and the Call of the Forest because I wanted more speed on Saruman when I don't have Woses. When he has Woses, the initiative will go back to Gandalf the White. And then as you can see, Bjorn's there with the half initiative and half divide and conquer. So, this is definitely a big account. And I am so thankful to Reaper for letting me use it, have it, run it, whatever the proper term is. Regardless, so it's out here on the air and there's proof for the community. He did give me the account, but I told him the only way I would accept is if he does want to come back, he tells me, and I'm going to give his account back to him. And that was my stipulation. So, now I'm going to show you my B team. I haven't had the troops to really run the B team, so I've been using them as a flying army. So I have Undying, Gandalf the Grey, Shadow, and Dane. It has been working out pretty decently. Here we go to the gear. Undying has the typical tank gear. Gandalf the Grey, he's got his. Shadow, I'll come back to Shadow. Dane has kind of mixed mash pieces of what was left over. As you can see, he does have his relic, and it is up there and refined. Now, Shadow is one that will get worked over when I get some seasonal hammers. He decided to run both physical and focus. I mean, I'm okay with the pipe, somewhat, because of the size of the count, not really. But I'm okay with the pipe, but the armor's got to go. But let me go back into him, and you'll see his stats. He still has decent stats. 199 attack. He's got 149 focus with those two pieces. We'll go into there. He's got a roll on attack. He's got a roll on focus. So, yeah. And I did try out Shadow. I did kind of rearrange a lot of the way he was running. He liked Gil. I don't personally like Gil. So I got rid of Gil. And I went with the meta, pretty much, with my Sauron line. So let's go into some reports. And I only laid out a few. So, first off, this Phoenix. This was a great fight for me because by no means is Phoenix small. I absolutely love Phoenix's Galadriel. Absolutely love it. I think Phoenix has the most beautiful Galadriel in the game. Very unlucky with these rolls for the relic, but just complete thing of beauty. So, as you can see, it's not too focused on the focus aspect of Galadriel because she's being run as a tank. You want a little bit of focus, yes, because of the modifications for her heals. But command is huge on Galadriel because as you can see, I'm getting an extra 93% healing. Okay, so you see this follow-up healing? Extra 93%. You see that this heal plus the modification plus the 93%. You see this heal plus the modification plus the 93%. And then plus the 7% here. So actually between command and the side effect, she's getting an extra 100% healing. Yeah, I love that Galadriel. I'm partial to Galadriel from 1.0. Phoenix is starting to build up Bjorn. You have a Z1 Gandalf the White and an R4 Saruman. As you can tell by the two Zs and then these low levels, just starting to build these characters up. So, good luck, Phoenix. I played you many seasons ago, a couple times. Okay, here was one that was a slightly different situation. You have Falcon here. And please, somebody watching this, if you're in the same fellowship, tell them to get rid of this Iron Bassinet. Falcon's skills do not modify off a commander defense anymore. That was one of the changes in that big update almost 2 years ago now. Get rid of the Iron Bassinet. You can't say it's for the command because you don't have the refines. Get rid of that Iron Bassinet. I'll deal with the other two, but you got to get rid of that. Next, I'm going to go to the Sauron. See, just growing the Sauron. You got a Z2 Dane here. Huh. That's a little bit different. You got the Berserker's Gaze on here and the massive breastplate. Would expect a little bit different gear being a Z2, but it works. And then we have an R14 Gimli. Okay. Now, here is Jeffers. Everybody knows Jeffers on this server. He is a big boy. I want to show the differences the RNG makes. Okay. I have fought him many times with this account, but I only put 2 of the reports here. There was a couple I actually won. But let's take a look. R11 Sauron. Z11 Sauron. Z3 Bjorn. Z5 Saruman. And a Z7 Gandalf the White. Let's go back to mine. Z5. Z4. Z4. And a Z4. So, as you can see, he kicked my butt hard on this fight. I want to take a look at the anomalies. As you can see, I only caused 4 total anomalies. He totally shut me down. Stunned Sauron at the right time, stunned Saruman at the right time. And then there was madness and other things that happened, but yeah, it's a lot of RNG. Now let's go to the second fight with Jeffers. As you can see, he still beat me. I think I win the resource trade here, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely going to say because of those eagles and the swans. I know my great beasts are expensive, but I won the resource battle here. But look at the difference. Now let's go into here and look at the anomalies. See, here I'm causing 11, he's causing 12. So, or I'm causing 15 anomalies, sorry. So there is a huge difference with this RNG. Big swings. Big swings. Loopy. Everybody knows Loopy. This was a complete draw fest. Like, it's pretty hard to get any closer of a draw here. I win after the draw because, as you can see, his Bjorn and Sauron are dead, and I still got 3 of my commanders, one of them being Bjorn. So I have the damage dealer still there. So I win after the draw, but yeah, complete equal fight right there. 15 for anomalies for me, 12 for him. Okay, and then we're going to go to Xanox. This was actually 2 fights. This guy hit me first. Again, the same guy with the iron bassinet. You got to get rid of it, man. And then Xanox. A lot of people remember him from Dome. I've done a video from his account. I've helped him with gear. We are going to be doing some big changes to his gear at the end of the season when we have all the hammers, which I very much look forward to. We changed out his, I think it was an R14 gill to a Sauron, which he's liking very much. At least he was. I haven't asked him about it lately, but I'm sure he still does. An R11 Dane. See, we got some changes to make. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with his army. This army is still a very strong and powerful army. It's just we're going to move some things around and get it going. And then he's got a Z2 Gandalf the White. And that's just beautiful. I love that Gandalf the White. I really do. So, and this was a very good one for him. Yes, I was not full, but it's still, I'm way bigger than he is. He actually did very well on this fight. I got 14 anomalies. He's got 11. That isn't the most important thing in a fight, but it is very impactful. And that's why I always say that Sauron is the most impactful commander in the game. So, those are on my reports. I've told you what's happened in the map. I've told you what's happened on the leaderboards. So, I'm hoping next week to be a humongous battle inside of the center. It's going to be very hard for us in Arnor. I mean, it's not going to lie. Erebor and Gundor are the bigger boys on the server. So, that's going to be fun. But it will be nice having a change of scenery, fighting some different people. I look forward to it. And again, I'm going to try to make top 50 for the server, because this count should be able to do it. So, as always, make the most out of what you got.